Hey, Melissa, over at Deja Vu Retreats. This is Fernando. I'm partner of Arsenio Mendez. I think you guys spoke about our digital marketing services, and I'm creating this little video to kind of go over your website and your competitors and give you a little feedback and perhaps answer some questions. Anyway, here's your website. You're probably familiar with it. It's got some nice colors and images, and has some content on it that we'll talk about later. First of all, I'm going to talk about the three primary things that Google uses to rank websites in their search engines and help businesses be found. The three primary things they use are your website content, your backlink profile, and your citation profile. And I'll talk about each one of those separately. So content is anything like a number or a word on your website. So all of this here is content. All of these words, Google has search bots that go out onto your website and look to see if it can figure out what exactly you offer in terms of services or products. So it looks for words like realtors, investors, and anything that might lead its AI to figure out what you do so that it can match you to somebody searching for services that you provide and give the person what they're looking for most accurately. So it's important you have enough content on each page of your website to let Google know what it is that page is intended for. The more content you have, the more keywords that you can put in it and key phrases that Google looks for and matches it to the search terms that the searcher is using. Traditionally, it's about 1,500 words or more, depending on your competitors. But your page probably has about 300 words on it. So that could use a little bit beefing up. The second thing I'm going to show you is a typical Google search for property management in Orlando. That's one of many search terms that can be utilized, but usually the same pages will pop up because Google figures out that these terms are related to each other. So if it's management for properties in Orlando or property management, it'll probably find the same group of businesses. So on a typical Google search, you'll see at the very top their ads. Obviously, that's where Google makes its money, so it's going to put those advertising businesses first. And you can do this. However, there are a lot of people who just blow right past this and ignore it because they don't want to click on ads. And there's some search engines that actually block these ads. So although it's a useful thing, it's a good tool to have and utilize, and it does get you leads, it can be expensive, and in the long term, your best bet is to have a website that draws people to it organically. The second thing you'll see on this page is what's called the map pack or the map section, and Google basically geolocates the searcher that put in this term and draws up a map of the services that they're searching for around them. Usually these are very highly sought after, and they are mostly put on here based on something called citations. And citations are basically websites that list your business and your website's name, address, and phone number on their listing. It's like Yelp, Yellow Pages, things like that on the internet. So the more of those listings you have, the more likely Google is going to say, this business is located right around where the searcher is located, or at least where the searcher is looking for, the Orlando area. And so it will match up, and it will put these businesses on here based on mostly the citations, as I mentioned, but also the review profile. So the more reviews you have and the higher your review, the more likely it will list you in this top 3. And this is a great place to be, and it's something that, we would need to work on, or you would need to work on. And then the next thing you're going to see on Google's search is the organic section. So the organic section is pages that got here from people getting to their page by backlinking or by having a high number of backlinks linked to their page. And a backlink is essentially the URL for your website posted on another website on the internet. The more of those links you have on other pages on the internet, the more likely Google's going to think of your business as a credible and authoritative business in whatever service area you provide. So backlinks are something that's important to have and is something that you can get organically or you can have someone get for you, but they will create a profile on your website so that you can be ranked highly on Google's page. Now, Google recently changed its user interface, and they used to have a page 1, a page 2, a page 3, which meant that on their page 1 they only listed 10 properties or 10 businesses, and most people never left that first page. What they recently did is they changed it to a scroll, so you can scroll and continue to scroll. I think it's great for businesses. Usually in the past, this is where Google's first page ended, where you had these little suggestions. And then, you would basically have to click a button that said go to page 2. Now what they've done is you basically scroll and you see you start at the ads again, and then you get back to organic. But you continue to scroll, which I think is going to be good for businesses, because to compete in the digital marketing world for 10 spots in the entire Orlando area or whatever area you're at is really difficult and expensive, and I think this at least allows you to compete a little bit lower down the list, but at least not off of page 1. So let me show you a tool that we use. This tool is called Ahrefs, and you can get access to this tool. It's a paid tool, but there's other tools on the internet that you can utilize to get this information. And they basically rank your website. They give you 2 numbers here that basically is also a ranking profile that they use. And then they tell you how many backlinks and how many domains those backlinks, where those backlinks are at, do they come from. So this number, right now for your website, you have no backlinks and no referring domains, which also leads you to have 0 organic keywords. In other words, people finding you directly by typing in the search term that we showed you earlier, and it's essentially creating no data. It's a little bit unusual because normally we have some data, but let me show you another website of one of your competitors, and this is Atrium Management Company, and they're located in Orlando. So I don't know if you consider them a competitor or not, but they have other locations like Marion, Tampa. They're a property management company. But the reason I wanted to show you this is when I searched the term property management in Orlando, they came up very high on the list. There they are. They're actually the first organic company on Google search beneath this list of properties. So getting back to their website, they have a fair amount of content on their site, although not a large amount, which means that just by adding content to yours, you can actually beat them. And then I'll show you their profile on Ahrefs, similar to your profile, but theirs obviously is better, which is why they're ranking better. So, this may seem like a big number, but in the world of websites, there's tens or hundreds of millions of websites. So being ranked 2 million doesn't really mean all that much. And these numbers are usually not much higher than this unless you're a government site or some other organization, like the Audubon Society or something that's very highly credible and utilized. This is their backlink profile. They essentially have 1,190 backlinks coming from 283 different websites, and that generates 2,800 keywords. That gets them about 5,000 or 4,700 people coming to their website. Now these numbers are monthly numbers, so you can imagine, 5,000 people a month coming to their website as a result of this organic keywords that they have on their website. And Ahrefs estimates that the value of $18,000 a month is what that's getting. And again, this number is just kind of a number they create. It doesn't really mean a whole lot. It just means that this is what they estimate you would have to spend in marketing per month to get this kind of traffic. I think you can get a good amount, probably a lot more than you're getting now for a lot less. But anyway, that's just an estimation that they use. So this is their Ahrefs, and let me just show you what keywords they're getting ranked for. Obviously, their name is something that they're getting ranked for, which is important for anybody. But if you look down here a little bit further down, they're getting ranked for property management in Winter Park. They're number 2 for that. Lake Mary Property Management, apartment management companies in Orlando. They're number 2 on Google for that. Sanford Property Management, Ovidio Property Management. So yeah, they're getting ranked for a lot of really good keywords. I don't know if any of these are keywords that you would want to get ranked for, but management company in Orlando, Florida Property Management, all great websites. This is actually the traffic that searched this term. 500 people per month searched this term. So it gives you an idea of how important keywords are. Anyway, just wanted to kind of give you some little tips on things you could do to improve your website. Obviously, if you're interested in redoing your website, that's something we can help you with. If you have any questions, please give me a call. My number is 561-945-6779, or you can just email me. Have a great day. Thanks for your time.